This week, I'm with David Minsky from Jerusalem, who I've known for a number of years. He's always had a ponytail, but today he doesn't. Why is that?
I was recruited for the army recently, so obviously I needed to cut my hair and make it military.
So everybody has to have their haircuts really short.
Yeah, everyone who is a combat soldier needs to. So.
Now, you just went in the army at the moment. Is the army compulsory?
Yeah, in Israel we're supposed to do the army for, we're doing it 3 years, the men. Women do it for 2 years, depending the place where they're at. And yeah, I think...
This week, I'm with David Minsky from Jerusalem, who I've known for a number of years. He's always had a ponytail, but today he doesn't. Why is that?
I was recruited for the army recently, so obviously I needed to cut my hair and make it military.
So everybody has to have their haircuts really short.
Yeah, everyone who is a combat soldier needs to. So.
Now, you just went in the army at the moment. Is the army compulsory?
Yeah, in Israel we're supposed to do the army for, we're doing it 3 years, the men. Women do it for 2 years, depending the place where they're at. And yeah, I think Israel decided to make it compulsory as long as the nation is under a threat. So for 60 years we've been under threat, so...
Yeah. So I guess there's many people who actually, they don't really want to be in the army. What is their attitude like when they're there?
I know some of them. Some of them are with me in the same room. And it's very hard for them because they feel that they're losing 3 years of their life. They feel that they don't feel the call to do the army, but they need to, so they're there.
So what about you? How do you feel about being in the army at this time and this moment?
Well, for me, I really wanted to be in the army. My dream since I came to Israel was to join the army and be something like, be the greatest soldier in the army, like go as high as I can.
So at the moment it's a career for you?
No, I don't see it as a career, but I see that instead of thinking, well, I must do the army, I think, well, I want to do the army. It's not something that I'm doing because the nation tells me to do it.
So what sort of things do you do in the Israeli army?
Right now I'm in the engineering corps. We basically work with explosives, with we put obstacles for the enemy, and we try to make the way easier for our troops. And my work is basically with explosives, as I said, and mines, basically.
So what sort of things do you have to do, like with laying landmines and things like that?
In the case of a war, we're the ones who prepare the borders to prevent the army of the enemy to come.
So is it actually tough being in the Israeli army?
I think that it's easy compared to many other armies where the discipline is, I guess, tougher. But in the Israeli army there is a different relationship between the commander and his soldiers. It's not just the commander and the soldier. It's more like the brothers fighting together. Because right now I'm not allowed to call my commander by his personal name. But I know that after I finish the training, he will be like my brother. I will be protecting him and he will be protecting me. So it will be different, totally different. The commanders in Israel, they're very, very, very special because they're not the ones who give the orders. They're the ones who go before the soldiers, who lead them.
So will you get the chance to drive a tank and work with the tanks?
Probably not exactly a tank. It will be a Centurion tank without the cannon. It will be something special of the engineering corps.
So that must be every boy's dream, is it?
It was not my dream, but since I've seen all those things that we have, I guess that I will be expecting to go there and be a driver.
Now, in some ways, Israel is constantly at war, even though there's maybe not an official war at the moment. We remember the kidnapping of Gilead Shalit, who's still missing. He isn't back now. So does it actually scare you to go into the army, knowing that in some ways you're a target and your life is in danger?
Well, I felt that I was a hero before I joined the army, but right now, when I start thinking that, well, in a few months I will be maybe going around in Ramallah or Gaza, I start thinking that, yeah, it will be a constant danger. But I think that if I'm not the one who will be prepared to give his life for the nation, I feel that we're losing something. That all the power that this nation has through the people is lost. So I'm doing it. I'm going forward, and I will do it, no matter what.
How much sleep do you get in the army? What's the sort of the average day that you have to do?
Well, health specialists in the army say that the minimum is 6 hours, so that's what we'll get.
Yeah?
Yeah, only 6 hours. They try to make it 6 hours. Sometimes it's less, but yeah, that's what we get.
Yeah. Now, you're a believer in Jesus. How easy is it to be a believer in the army?
It's very hard, especially at this stage where I just started the army, because of all the training, I don't get much time to pray, to read the Bible. I get like 1 hour that I can go and have a shower and prepare for sleep. And usually I just burn that hour like calling my mom and showering, so I don't get any time to like focus on God, really.
So do the other people around you know you're a Christian, know you're a believer?
Right now I think that if I came and told them straight away that I'm a believer, they would try to find something bad about me. I know that many are religious, and obviously they won't really get the idea of a Jew believing in a Messiah that is not accepted by all Jews. But I think that now in some weeks I will start like speaking and telling them I wanted to live this first months for them to know me better as a person before they start making before they start seeing me as something bad. They will be able to know me first and then know what I believe in.
So you want your life basically to reflect it rather than just to preach at them?
Yeah. That's what I want.
Now, you're originally from Argentina. Why did you come to Israel?
Well, my father was Jewish. He died 6 years ago. And his dream was to see Israel. So my mom made plans for him. He was sick it was in 1998. He had cancer by then. And my mom told him, well, if you do well, if your treatment goes well, I will do all I can to take you to Israel. It was his dream, and she wanted to fulfill it. So we came that year to the very spot where we're at now, Yad HaShmona, and it was a blessing for him because he felt that okay, he fulfilled something. My mom when we went back to Argentina, my mom had this small seed that she prayed here in these mountains that we see here, that she will be able to bring all the family and raise me and my brothers here in Israel. So 3 years later we came.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was it easy to actually move to Israel?
No, not at all. It was like completely erasing all your life, all you've known, all your friends. It was like we had to sell everything, and it took some months. But eventually I think it was good to do it.
Did you have to learn Hebrew when you came here?
Yeah, I didn't know Hebrew at all.
So how easy was it to actually learn the Hebrew language?
I didn't go to Hebrew lessons. I just went to school, did what I could with my English, and the rest was like just learning from people. And I think that it took me a year and a half to learn Hebrew, basic Hebrew.
Now, the nation of Israel, the army is extremely important, and you're defending the nation. How does it feel to be following in the footsteps of some of those people in the past who've defended this nation, this land, and have became heroes through that?
My thought before I joined the army, I had to decide if I wanted to do a combat service or just I don't know, be in some office. And I thought that all the important people, all the people who had a chance to change something in this land, they all went to combat service. So I knew that I wanted to go to combat service to understand better the situation, to get to be prepared, like to be the what this nation needs, to be the big soldier. And of course, like if I get a chance to change something, to improve something, to help, I will do it. So that's my reason for going to the combat service.
Now Israel is celebrating a birthday shortly. What do you think has sustained Israel, the nation, all these years?
God. Yeah, only Him. Because if you look, like all the wars that Israel had, even the last war, they were like completely, all these nations that came against Israel were about to destroy it. And there had to be something greater than men to protect the land. And yeah, you see it in the history of Israel.
Of course, today, Israel still has its problems with the Palestinian issue. Do you have Palestinian friends, and how do you feel about the Palestinian people?
Well, I have one friend in Bethlehem. And yeah, I feel that like I didn't really connect to the issue before I knew him, but I see that many Palestinians are in the middle of this war. Many of them are not what Hamas or all these terrorist organizations what they reflect. Many of them want to live a normal life. Many of them are now suffering because of all the terror, and well, Israel must protect itself from them. And yeah, it's hard to see it. It's very hard.
So what's your prayer for Israel and your prayer for the Palestinian people?
I pray that the Palestinian people will eventually get the control over their governments, that the governments won't be ruled by terrorists. I know that they can do it. It's very hard. You see it also in Lebanon. But I pray that they will be able to receive all the help that comes to the Palestinian people and use it for good. And for Israel, I pray that that it will be prepared for the wars that are to come. I know that it's very spiritual to pray for the peace of Israel, but right now, as I see it, peace is it's quite far. So I pray that Israel will be prepared for the next war, and God will be with the nation of Israel.